Hello everyone, my name is Matt DeStefano and I'm a graduate student in philosophy at the University of Missouri St. Louis. I'm participating in Live Like a Stoic Week, which is being held at the University of Exeter. My first experience with Stoicism actually came in high school. A friend of mine gave me a copy of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and I found myself enamored with the ideas I found. I was very unsure about how to implement those ideas in my day-to-day life. So when I originally stumbled upon this post on Leiter's blog, I was happy to learn that the handbook was both extremely informative and practical. It's been 2 days since I started implementing some of the exercises there, so I thought I would share my experience in the hopes of helping others or letting them know how the experience went. I've consistently been doing 3 of the exercises listed in the handbook. The first one is the early morning meditation. In the handbook, they write that Marcus alludes to the Pythagorean practice of walking in quiet solitude at daybreak and meditating on the stars and the rising sun while cultivating an attitude of mindfulness. I've settled for sitting on the edge of my bed when I wake up. While meditating, you're supposed to repeat a philosophical precept a few times and then imagine how it might apply throughout your day. I chose, per the handbook's recommendation, some things are under our control, whereas others are not. I've been repeating it about 5 times, and then simply going through the day's events in my head and applying it as best I can. Although these past 2 days have been relatively problem-free, I found that it does, for lack of a better term, center me and give me stability. I can also return to the precept throughout the day where I can cultivate again that sense of calm that I had during my meditative state. I've also been using the exercise View from Above. I've been doing this before bed. They've uploaded an MP3 on the website which leads you through a guided meditation. It first instructs you to focus on your breathing, your body, and other typical techniques that are meditation guidelines. They include a description in the handbook from Marcus Aurelius about the activity. He says, "A fine reflection from Plato. One who would converse about human beings should look on all things earthly as though from some point far above, upon herds, armies, and agriculture, marriages and divorces, births and deaths, the clamor of law courts, deserted wastes, alien peoples of every kind, festivals, lamentations, and markets, this intermixture of everything and ordered combination of opposites." This exercise has been incredibly helpful for me, and although I've only been doing it for a few days, it has definitely cultivated an attitude of peaceful detachment. It's only been temporary so far, but hopefully as I repeat the exercise over and over, I'll feel more of a day-to-day feeling of those. And I'll be able to cultivate this attitude not just right after I do the meditation, but throughout the day itself. The last exercise that I've been implementing is fine-tuning my attention. This has definitely been the biggest struggle for me so far. The handbook describes this as a core Stoic attitude, and the idea is to cultivate a moment-by-moment attention, or being present. This was certainly hard for me as I'm one who definitely likes to multitask. It's hard for me to go too long without checking my Facebook or my email or some other website somewhere. Even when I'm doing other activities, I find my mind often wandering to a philosophical paper I have to write, an idea that I've had, what my friends and family are doing, etc. So I've decided to do small installments of this activity of fine-tuning my attention, and where I started with was the gym. The gym is typically where my mind wanders the most. I'm rarely, if ever, concentrating on exercising itself, but usually thinking about the day ahead, or papers I have to grade, or papers I have to write, or some sort of philosophical idea. When I went with the intention of focusing moment by moment, I feel as though I had a much better workout. My mind would still wander occasionally, but I would simply gently bring it back to the task at hand. I didn't get frustrated with myself for it, and I didn't, get angry that my mind was wandering, but I just brought it back to what I was doing. I tried to feel the movement of each exercise. I tried to focus on the count, the repetitions that I was doing. It was all really helpful. And when I left the gym, I felt much more accomplished than I had in quite some time. having that workout. So those are the 3 exercises that I've been implementing on a day-to-day basis. And so far, it's been a huge success. I'm going to make another video at the end of the week to see the final results, although I hope this continues for more than just 1 week. Thanks for listening, and hopefully tune in again soon.